Dear students, welcome to today's class. Just to give you an overview and calibrate your eyes, this is the final product we are going to build today. So, the title is UVU Hospital Admissions Dashboard, and within this, there are several takeaways. So, the key KPIs this dashboard contains are this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that explains the total consultations, total admissions, emergency admissions, planned admissions, average age in years, average stay in days, as well as we can see a categorized this bar chart, vertical bar chart that shows the admissions by gender. And again, there are three categories: female, gender unknown, male. And again, we can select over here. So this is a part of slicer. We'll be learning that, and based on this selection, we'll be getting the necessary numbers over here. Yeah, and again, this part of the KPI, that is admissions by gender, as well as this vertical bar chart, is kind of related to each other. So if you want to get more details on these, you won't be getting data on the other part, which is totally fine here. So again, that's how this dashboard is designed. So again, I will unselect. We'll see the overall view. On top of it, here are four more charts, four more visuals we have created that explain the average days stayed in a specialty. So there is something called a specialty, and again, these are scrollable, so you can see, you can go all the way from start to left to right. And again, these are based on the Pareto principle, meaning highest are listed on the extreme left hand side, and as you go move to the right hand side, the numbers reduce. Yeah, so this is what we this chart explains, that is the average days stayed in the specific specialty. So it looks like Forsenic psychiatry has the highest number of days stayed by any patient over here, followed by the second one, that is old age psychiatry, and so on. Similarly, the one below shows the average wait time in specialty, and again, here are the data. The again Pareto chart has been used. So again, here is the data. So the first one, highest being geriatric medicine with an average value of 244.27 and so on. Orthodontics is 161.75, followed by the respective ones. There are multiple of them. On top of it, here we have also used this special feature, special type of chart called as a tree map that creates these proportional size of rectangles based on the sum of the value of these emergency admissions and wait list. Yeah, so this is how we have created. And the last is the main specialty and attribute, and the ones that are selected within this attribute are emergency, other admission method, and waiting list. So yeah, if you hover your mouse, it will give you the respective information. So these are the different KPIs we have added within our main dashboard. And yeah, towards the end, I have added this fictitious name, UVU Hospital Admissions. And one more thing important here is the dark green color we have used in all these bars as well as the background is our UVU's green color. And again, in the UVU term or in Microsoft term, there is a special code for it, which I'll be talking shortly when we build our dashboard. Yeah. So again, it's very important for you to create those professional level of actual color coding when you are building it for your own employer. Say if you are working for big corporations, say Microsoft, they have special type of blue. If you are using for Target, they have special type of red. If you are working for Airbnb, they have special type of, I'll say, reddish pink, and UVU is this one. So I'll be talking shortly about how to make the selection and so on. So yeah, on a high level, this is the dashboard we'll be creating. It's a very interesting one and lots of key takeaways. Not only the simple, that is text, and then adding this cards as well as the vertical chart as well as slicers. We'll be learning this special type, that is tree map, that can be utilized. On top of it, we will also be creating this calculated variable, wait list, and so on. So more to come within my rest part of this video. The next part is before starting, this is just like showing you the final overview. The next part is let's read, understand, and study the data. Yeah. Like I always emphasize, and I will never stop doing this because I think it's very important for any analyst or any professional to understand what they are looking for. So please, like always, a good practice, best practice to spend 5, 10, 15 minutes to understand the data you have. So for this assignment, this is the data file I have provided. Again, the title is hosp-epis-stat adme spec 2023 and 2024. So that's the data file I have provided. And again, this time the extension is .csv, that is comma separated variable. Unlike the Excel, again it looks exactly like Excel, and again many things are overlapping, but it's a unique type of file we use. And just remember that whenever you have this .csv, make sure you upload this data in Power BI as a text/csv file, yeah, not the Excel, or else it will give you an error. Yeah, so this is a specialty. Yeah, so yeah, please download the data and open it, and let's review the data together. So yeah, as soon as I open, I see the, yeah, like this kind of data pops up. So this file that comes up. So yeah, just let's the first step is let's spend next 30 to 60 minutes to get a standardized view. So I'm selecting this all. I'm going to say center, double click on one of this. Awesome. The specialty, I will have it on one side, so it is readable. Other numbers, I think I can live on that. And then I'll select this. I'll make this bolder. I will go to data tab. I will add a data filter. Then I will go to views tab. I will say freeze top row. So with that it is frozen. So I can scroll and still again, yeah, the top row is frozen, which is great, good for me to understand. And I'll make this a little bigger, maybe too big. Yeah. Maybe I'll squeeze this a little so that I can fit most of these within the view and make it a little bigger. So yeah, maybe, yeah, awesome. This is great. So this is looking good. So let's check the boundaries. Yeah, when I say boundaries, I will check from left to right how many number of columns are there, and from top to bottom how many number of rows are there. That will give me an idea about what is the amount of data I'm working with. So selecting this cell A1, Control Shift right on my keyboard, it goes all the way to M. And looks like there are 13 different counts, meaning 13 different columns of data here. And let's go from top to bottom. Yeah, so again I'm selecting cell A1, Control Shift down arrow. So looks like I have 87 number of rows. Yeah, so if I subtract the very first one, I have 86 number of active data rows. Yeah, so that's good to know. And a bit more. Yeah, so the very first column is called as main specialty. So looks like this is some of our hospital and patient related data, and these are the different specialties in a certain type of hospital. Maybe it's our Intermountain Health Care or UHS or many more types. But yeah, looks like, yeah, usually hospital, these are the specialties. So if I expand this, yeah, it goes from top to bottom. So this is the list of all the specialties. Awesome, good to know. Yeah, then the next one is admissions. So if I look, it looks like the minimum is 0, maximum is, wow, this is a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8. Yeah, so it looks like it's in terms of millions. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 17 million is the highest number of admissions, and the least is 0. Yeah, it can happen. But now we know how extreme this is, right? I mean, with respect to admission, there is a hospital that has 0 patients for a certain type of specialty, and there is a hospital that has 17 million, right? Although this one is too extremely high, the one below before that is way too small, like 2.3 million versus this is 17 million. But again, it is what it is. It is good to know information. So I'll still note that observation and keep in mind that, okay, there is something as big as this also. Then the next one is title says emergency. So it looks like this is general admission and this is emergency. So minimum is 0, maximum is, awesome. Oh wow, even this is high, right? I mean 6.5. So again, this is extreme again, 0 to 6.5 million. Then let's see the number of female patient. Well, there are specialties that where their number of female patients are 0 and as high as, wow, 11 million. That's huge. Good to know. Yeah, observation noted. And yeah, now our brain can start processing that. Whenever I see these kind of numbers in my actual visuals that I develop for my dashboard, I shouldn't be surprised. So yeah, 0 to 11 million. Next one is finished consultant episodes. Yeah, so let's see, the minimum is 2, highest is 20 million. Good to know. Next one is gender unknown. Minimum is 0, maximum is 100k. Oh, sorry, 10k. Then male patient, minimum is 1, highest is 1, 2, 3, yeah, 9.4 or almost 9.5 million. The next one is mean age. Awesome. The minimum is 3.03 and maximum is 80.7, almost 81. And there are few blanks. And whenever I see things like blank, I kind of, yeah, it piques my curiosity because that's my opportunity point. Maybe that's a flaw, maybe that's a typo, or maybe it is real. Yeah. So for that, I'm going to select only blank, say OK, and see, oh, looks like there is one medical virology, and yeah, 3 consultation completed, and yeah, mean age is not shaded. So I think this is real. This is not a typo. So I will go back, select all. Awesome. Yeah, but again, it's a good, I mean, that's the first thing to where I start questioning, is it a real blank or is it by mistake somebody backspace something. And the next one is mean length of stay. If I expand this, looks like the minimum value is 0, maximum value is 372. Maybe it's days or maybe it's hours. Yeah, we'll check, we'll find out that. Yeah, so good to know. 0 and highest is 371, almost 379. Here also there is a blank. I'm sure it's the same blank we saw before, but I'm always picky based on the experience. So go over there. Oh, wow. See, previously when we saw a blank here, there was only one. Here, when I see blank over here, there are 3. So good to know it's not only this one that was there. And in fact, for the mean age, the blank over here, it doesn't coincide with the mean age also. So yeah, this is another good observation to have. Then mean time waited. Yeah, mean time in waited. The minimum is 5. Maximum is 244. Looks like this is minutes, so minimum time is 5 minutes and maximum is 244, almost 4 hours, a little over 4 hours, and there are blanks here also. By now we have realized what the blank means, but again we are very close to the end, so let's review. Oh, awesome. Looks like yeah, there are many more blanks over here. Good to know, nothing wrong with it. And the next one is other admission method. The minimum is 0, maximum is 1.8 million, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 1.85 million. Good to know. Yeah, no blanks. Then second last is what are we looking at? Let's see. Planned. Yeah, so it's more of a planned visit for a specific specialty. Minimum is 0, maximum is 2.4 million. And the last one is waiting list. Yeah, so the minimum is 0 again, maximum is 6.3 million, right? Yeah, almost 6.4 million. So good to know. Yeah, so it looks like this is a lot of data and useful data. And I think the main frame, everything is around this specialty as well as the admission, emergency, and yeah, this is the like collected data, mean age, length of stay, and so on at the hospital when the actual patient shows up and so on. So this is a quick overview of the data that we are going to process using Power BI. With that said, I think we are good on this part. May I request you to open a new fresh window of Power BI and we'll start loading the data and processing it further. Let's get started with loading the data. So since we know our data is in .csv format, I'm going to go to get data, select test/csv, and this is our data file that starts with HOSP. So I'm going to select it. It will start the loading process. It should take a few seconds. Awesome. So it looks like it is ready to be loaded. This time we are going to transform the data. Well, transforming the data is going to help us take our data and analysis to the next level. Here we are going to see the same columns we saw a few minutes back when we were checking the data. So the very first step is within your main specialty, I'm going to right click on this whole column and going to select unpivot other columns. By doing this, what it's going to do is it is going to unpivot all the other columns which has unrelated data with respect to the main specialty. Yeah, so now we are seeing the attribute and values. Yeah, so these are the one that is directly related to the main specialty. Yeah, attribute and column. One more thing is we do not want this total within the main specialty. In fact, total is what we want to be calculated dynamically when we do the actual calculation. Yeah, so I want that to be dynamically calculated when I'm doing the visualizations. So all I'm going to do is make this bigger, scroll down where I see the total and select it, click OK. and awesome, yeah, the total is gone. So the specialty starts with main surgery and goes all the way down except the total value. Then I will go and click close and apply. Once that's done, it will start loading the data, and you see in the data pane something is being formulated. So it's a matter of few seconds. Awesome. So the data is loaded and we are ready to process it. This is one way of loading this data by transforming. Other way is use our standard method, that is just go to the get data, load the text or CSV file and just load it as is without transforming. The drawback of doing that way is all the data will be loaded, which might increase your file size. In this case, we definitely know these are the main attributes we are going to need. So that's why we transformed it. Now we are all set to start building our visuals. Here we can see we have three different values to play with, and we are going to build many of those KPIs using these three values and the sub values. Before starting our visuals, let's set the background of our dashboard. So for that, I'm going to go into my format here, report page, this part, formatting, and with that I'm going to select canvas background. Here the by default color is white. I'm going to say more colors, and just for your understanding, the color code I'm going to use is 275D38. And why that? Because it's the standard green color of our UVU. Yeah, so the UVU green color is this is the code 275D38. So I'm going to use it. After a number, I'm going to say 275D38. Once done, I'm going to click enter, and looks like that color has been applied. Why we are not seeing is because the transparency is set to 100%. If I set it to 0%, enter, you see this is our UVU green color. Maybe green is too dark. Let me experiment with say 10%. Let me start with 10%. Much better. Say 20. Awesome. Hey, for now, let me start with 0% as of now. So let's treat it as our green UVU color, and later on when we are towards the end of completion of our dashboard, we'll make a call whether we want to make it a bit lighter or not, but this is looking great so far. Let's go ahead and save this file as hospital and admission dashboard. So for now I'm saving it in my downloads itself. I'm naming it as EOWRBIDASHBOARD space hospital ADMISSION hospital admissions. Awesome. By doing this, we ensure that everything is saved and nothing is lost as we proceed our building our the final dashboard. Next, the first thing I'm going to do is set the screens area, the proper screen area. Until now, what we have done is we have just used by default setting. So in order for me to do that, I'm going to go to this format here, report page. Then I'm going to click on canvas setting. And here by default, the type selected is 16:9. I'm going to expand this and say custom. Then for the height, I'm going to say 1000, and for the width, I'm going to say 1600. So you can see the screen space changes over here. Yeah, so I'm trying to maximize my screen space by using this height as 1000 and 1600. Once that's done, the next thing is I'm going to add a title here. Yeah, so in order for me to add a title, I will go to the insert tab here on the top and insert a text box. Yeah, a box like this will appear. I will just expand it, make it a bit wider, and I will start typing the title of my dashboard, say hospital admission dashboard. Awesome. Then I'm going to select it all. Let's experiment with the text size, say 24. I still think this is small. Let me make it bolder as well. I think this is still small. Let's say 36. Yeah, looks better. 40, even better. say 44. Yeah, maybe 44 will work, or let me settle with yeah, tens multiple 40. I think this looks good for now. Other thing is yeah, let me make it a bit smaller over here. Awesome. And here I can see that my whole background is our UVU green color versus this is white. So let me play around with yeah, this the background shade for the text box as well. So for me to do that, I will just go to effects. I will make sure I'm selected within this text box. Go to effects. You see currently white color is selected. And just go over here, more colors, and maybe I'll go to the green shade over here. Let me select a lighter green shade. I think yeah, this looks good. Yeah, maybe this looks good. And yeah, so this shade is number C3EACA. Yeah, so again, the shade is this number C3EACA. And again, for you, even if your color for this text box or the title text box for the dashboard is not exactly this, I'll be totally okay. You'll still get points. Make sure it's more of a lighter green shade, similar to what we are seeing in the background. That should be more than sufficient. Yeah, so this is the shade I selected. Currently the transparency is 0. I think I'm happy with that. Let's see what happens if I say 50. Oh, it becomes too dark. If I say 20, much better. 10. Yeah, I think 10 looks even better. Yeah, I'll stick on 10. Yeah. So again, that's the color we selected. That is the number C3EACA and transparency is 10. Yeah. So this is what we have finalized. Again, I'm saving it. Please have the habit of frequently saving your file. You can also correct these sharp edges and make it into rounded edges as well. So for doing that, make sure you select within the text box, go to General, Effects, Visual Border, turn it on. Now let's select the color as our color of the main dashboard, dark green, and color, yeah, maybe the size you can select as say 20 pixel. Say enter. Let's check it out. Awesome. This is looking great. And yeah, there is a bar over here. So maybe no, I'll drag this a little bit down so it looks uniform top and bottom. I'll make this, shrink this a little bit less. So awesome. This is looking great. Next, we can start building our visuals. So the very first visual I'm going to add is this card. So click on that. Window like this appears on your main canvas. I will make it small. Move it somewhere over here. Just eyeball it for now. Make it temporary. So this size looks good to me so far. The next part is I'm going to add main specialty within my filter. Yeah, so make sure, yeah, here you go. So make sure yeah, this part is selected and then add main specialty. And within this, oh, sorry, wrong one. Glad this is happening. I'm taking it off. I'm going to add attribute to my filter over here. So you see how I removed it. I mean, first I added main specialty, then I realized it wasn't right. So again, I can just drag this off or I can just cancel it out. It clears the values that have been added to the filter. And now when this is selected, I am going to my attribute and dragging the attribute into my filter. And here I'm looking for the total, that is the finished consultation. Yeah. So again, when I added it to my attribute filter, select finished consultation. This is looking great. And then after that, I'll make sure the sum of values have been dragged into the field setting within the visualization. Yeah. So you see, I'm dragging this sum of value into my field. And as soon as I do that, a value over here, sum of value appears. So that tells us we are on the right path. Maybe I'll still make it a bit shrink. Yeah, I think this looks good. Maybe this is much more white. Yeah, I think this is good. Now let's go ahead and fix the color. Yeah, so since you have decided our UVU color, let's go over there and fix it out. So going here, yeah, category label. So for this label, let's select our UV color green and let's make it bolder. I think this looks good for now. Close it out, call out. Awesome. This also, let's make it as a green color. Awesome. I'll make it bolder as well. Looks good. So this has been corrected. Next part is you see this label over here, which is down. Currently it's saying sum of value. I want to be called as total consultation. Yeah. So for that, Well, there are a few ways to do. Maybe I'll go to the main visualization, this main pane that says add data to your value, and you see this field. Currently it's saying sum of value. I'll make this bigger and say rename for this visual, and we'll just change this name to total consultation. TOTALCONSULTATION. Looks good. I will press enter, and awesome. You see this has changed. And yeah, since we changed the color, it has taken our UVU green color. So this is looking great. Later on, we can fix this gap. I think this is too big. Later on, once we add all the visuals and we will do a final touch up, that's when we'll fix up all the settings and the location of each of these visual within our dashboard. And maybe visually this is looking too big, so shrink it down a little bit, and maybe it over here, and let's try to center it out. Sweet. I think for now I will live on this. Later on we can fix it. Next, I'm just going to copy this, Control C on my keyboard after selecting, and Control V. I'm just going to move over here. Hey, one more thing I remembered is let's fix the background for this. So I'm just going to do Control Z and undo copy. Yeah, let's fix the background for this. If you remember, we had done this as well as this rounding of this edge. So for that, it's pretty straightforward. For that, I'm just going to select this API card we created. Then I'm going to go into this format here, visual. Then in the call out, let's fix. Let's take away the decimal. So I think display unit million is correct. So I'll keep it that way. And for decimals, let me go with 0. So with that said, yeah, this looks good. I'll keep it whole number for now. And with that said, I think we can squeeze this a little bit. Okay, this is looking great. Next part is the background. Yeah, so then make sure that it's selected. Not in the callout, it's in the general, and within the effect, I'm going to for this background color. Currently it's white. We want it to be this color, so I'm going to select the one we selected over here. Awesome, this is looking great. And for the transparency, I'm going to select. I think we selected 20 or 20 is too dark. I think we selected. We finalized on 10. Yeah, so this is what I did. So within this formatted visual, I went to general and then expanded the effect. And for the background, I selected the one we had initially selected over here. And on top of it, I adjusted the transparency to our standard 10 that we selected over here. So this is looking great. Also, if you remember this rounded edge over here, this is still sharp. So I will go and expand this visual border, turn it on. And color wise, we'll select the dark green UVU color we selected, 275D38, and I think rounded we set 20. I think that's what we did, and I'm pressing enter. So we got that rounding effect. So even this is looking great. So we took away the decimal, total consultation. This is looking great. On top of it, now I remembered. We didn't change the color for our title over here. So in that case, let's fix that. Title effects. So that's a background effect. We are looking for title. Awesome. So that we selecting it. View color. Awesome. This is looking great. Hospital. Why is it a typo? No, it is not here. So this is looking great. Yeah, perfect. Now moving forward. So I'll make sure I save it. Then select the second KPI for card, Control C on my keyboard and Control V on my keyboard. And I'll move a little bit side. Maybe instead of sticking them, I'll leave a little bit space. And this time within this filter, previously we had selected this total consultation or finished consultation. This time I will select admissions and uncheck this one. So I'm getting 17 million. So this is looking great. For the third one, I'm going to select Control C and Control V again. And this time, instead of selecting admissions, I'm going to select emergency and uncheck admission. So this is the third KPI we created. Now you see how easy this is. Once you formulate a plan for your dashboard design, then you design each components. And once you know how this pivot table configuration works with respect to your data, the data loaded is correct, and your filters, how to use them, how to use these filters, and slowly we will be building more and more, and you will be learning more and more of it. And finally, selecting the right visuals help. And after you set up a template, set up the whole visual as well as the effects as well as whatever formatting it is. All you can do is just like in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or even Excel, you can just copy paste and change the necessary, and you will be starting to build some really interesting, very important visuals. Next, we need to create 3 more of these KPIs. One more thing I identified is, let's change the name of these 2 KPIs that we created. So for this, we know it's admission. So let's call these as total admission, instead of total consultation. So for that, I'll just go over here in the fields, make this bigger, rename for this visual, and I'll keep the total part same, and admissions. That's what our selection is, ADMISSION, and done. Here as well, I'll change this to emergency admissions. So these are emergency we selected over here. So I'll go over here and say emergency admissions. Enter. Awesome. Make this wider so that we can read it, the whole thing. And on top of this, we need to create 3 more KPIs. So all I'm doing is I'm just copying all these 3, or you can do it one at a time. So let me try this. So selecting this one, third KPI, Control C, Control V, drag it over here, move it aside. Second one, Control V, fifth, drag it over here. Last one, Control V, sixth, drag it over here. And for this, so currently is the emergency admission selected. Let's go over here and select the planned admission. So if I go down, scroll down within our data set, we have this planned. So let me select that. So that changed. Let's change this name also from emergency admission to planned admission. Going over here, rename for this visual planned, PLANNED admission. And this is done. I'll save it. Go to the 5th one. So here, let's change this to age. So for emergency, unselect emergency and say mean age. Oh, it's saying 0 million. Absolutely right. I mean, age cannot be in millions. So for that, let's go ahead in our, let's change the name first. So let's call it as average age. AVERAGE, AGE. Enter. Setting, call out value. Instead of display unit million, I'm going to select none. And this is good. Average age cannot be 4,000. Looks like that's a total. So we have to change that as well. So making this smaller, going back. So currently we have selected sum of ages. Okay, that's the reason why 4037 is the sum of all the ages of all the people included in the data. So we want the average. So make sure you select this average. Awesome. So 48 years old is the average age of all the people involved in the data set that we have. Next part is the last one, which is our emergency admissions. So this, let's change this to, I'm trying to remember. I think this is immediately after the average age. So let's take it off. It's the mean length of stay, and let's call it as average stay. So I'm selecting it. Again, it's in millions. So let me change this to call out display units none, and this is good. Awesome. So again, this is a total stay. So let's change the title over here. Say average stay, AVERAGE STAY. Enter, and let's see the formula from sum to average. Awesome. So 15 days average stay, and again average age, this is self-explanatory, years, but average, is it like 15 hours, 15 days, 15 months? That is not specific. So okay, let's change this also. Let's add one level of detail. Average stays in PAYS, close it out, enter. Awesome, this is looking great. Maybe we can add here also average age YRS. So rename for this field. Let's add a bracket YRS, close, enter. Awesome. So these are the top 6 KPIs we wanted in the card as per our the dashboard I showed you. Now let's adjust the size. Okay, so I think we have this in extra room over here. So let's just fit them in. So for that, maybe I will move these over one over there. We should definitely need to make it longer. So let's see if this works. Maybe. Awesome. I think we can still make it longer. Let's see. Two more remaining. And this is more of an art thing rather than the actual visualization. But again, this is a very good practice you are getting. And these are the teeny tiny things, not only this like the adjustment we are doing, but also the other filtering we did. This is one of a very important lesson we learned over here. And as we go, as we build more and more of these visuals of various variety, again, I'll be covering lots of industries, not restricted to only a hospital or a finance or accounting. I'll be covering a lot. Yeah. So for that reason, I'll be here. Like I'm still searching for lots of good data, good information and coming up. But as we go, and more experience will make you a perfectly trained analyst. So by the time you graduate, maybe you'll be ready for, you'll be job ready. Again, that's the goal. So anyways, yeah, let's see if this fits in. So again, going back. Sweet. Second one. Third one. Fourth one. I think we are almost there. Maybe a slight adjustment might be required or maybe not. Okay, we did it. So again, you saw like I literally eyeballed these. I didn't have it with actual dimensions. And as you go, maybe I will be building some of the visuals where I will be showing you how to select the actual dimensions. But I think this time we are good. And that's the one of a powerful feature Power BI has is these moving these buckets or moving these KPIs that we created within your dashboard is very easy, user friendly. Yeah, there are a few other packages where it's not as user friendly. It doesn't mean that they are any bad or not so not so good powerful tools. But again, Power BI has that unique feature. Oh, for some reason it's jumping slightly smaller. What if? Okay, let's see. Maybe this for now I will live on this. So great. These look great. Maybe I will put the whole row a little up. To eyeball. And again, we are not done yet. We still have to build a lot of KPIs and visuals below, and then finally we'll be doing one more round of all this finalization, fine tuning. Now the next visual we are wanting is the slicer. In simple word is the filter. So I'm selecting this slicer over here, something like this appears, and within the slicer I want to add attributes. And here as well, looks like all the attributes are selected. I do not want it. So I'll go over here and just select, say, female, male, and gender unknown. So I can see these three attributes are shown over here, which yeah, these are the options I will be getting later on when I run my entire dashboard. And currently we are seeing this in this view. So let's go and change a few things. So going into my formatting and slicer settings. Currently in the options it is selling the style selected as vertical list. Let's see what other options we have. We have tile. If I select that, you see I'm getting tiles, and on top of it, if I select the third one, that is drop down. Awesome, I'm getting a drop down. So I think maybe currently I will select the tile. Awesome, this is looking great. We will expand a little bit until maybe half of the second one here. And I'll squeeze this so that everything gets into a single row. Maybe widen it a little bit so everything is in a single row itself. And I think this is good for now. I think this position is good for now. Later on we'll be fixing the formatting. Selecting the clustered bar chart. Window like this appears over here. I'm just going to align somewhere close. I'm going to make it look like these two are the same. And these are there are going to be lots of values over here. So I'm going to drag this all the way to the down. And here I'm going to drag the main specialties into my y-axis and values into my x-axis. Awesome. Yeah, I can see there are lots of values over here. On top of it, I'm going to enable the data labels on these bars. So for that, I'm going to go here. Yeah, make sure this is selected. Then format here visual bars or data labels. Yeah, let's turn them on. So I'm seeing the data. Excellent. Now for the bars, let's select the color. Yeah, currently by default it went to the blue. So let's use our UVU green. So for bar, change this to our standard UVU green. Yeah, this is looking great. Transparency, I think I'm happy with what it is currently. Border, I think this border for this chart. Yeah, let's stick with our standard border type. That is for the color. Let's stick with here transparency, red. Or maybe yeah, maybe this is not the one. So maybe I'm hurrying a little bit. So let's take that off. Data labels color. Yeah, this was the data label, I guess. Yeah. So position auto correct. Series all correct. Title for now I'll just stay with what it is. Values. Color, yeah, I think it's dark gray color. Let's go with our UVU green. Yeah, awesome. This is looking great. Detail background. Well, I'm just checking top to bottom. These are looking great. These are too many, but yeah, later on we'll be fixing them. The next part is, yeah, let's go over here. So yeah, let's add a few more components over here. So select the top one, the slicer that we selected. Yeah, so make sure this is selected, and on top of it, let's go and add a title over here. So values, well, not a value, slicer header. Yeah, let's add a slicer header over here, and let us name this as, say, admissions by gender, ADMISSION by GENDER, and then press enter. Oops. Title text. Oops, something just didn't work out, or maybe it's too short. Oh yeah, perfect, it's there. So I'll drag this, make it a bit smaller so that this is visible. Later we'll fix, okay, so let's make this bolder as well. So I'm selecting all this, let's make it bolder. Yeah, that is looking great. And font color also, let's use UVU green color for this. And for now, I'll stick with this, whatever it is. Now let's, you see this background color is white. Let's yeah, standardize that. So let's go over here. So currently this slicer is selected. So let me fix the color over there for slicer, not a, yeah, background, I guess. Yes, okay, text color. Let's use our UVU. Oops, no, that's for, yeah, I think it works. Maybe I'll stick with the original one. For the header, let's come out of the text. Okay, let's go to the border, I guess. And for the border, no, that's the line border. Okay, no, whatever it was good. So I'm going to undo it. Okay, awesome. So that's the border. Background, I think background we checked. Yeah, here you have to play around a few times until yeah, you get a good hands onto it. So again, I think this was header only. So coming out of it, style is good, selection is good. Let's go to general and effects. Background is white. Let's select our. Oh, awesome! This is looking great. And yeah, I think we were right. Yeah. So in that case, for visual, header, yeah, slicer header also. Border background we have to change from white to, yeah, the one we had. Okay, so these are matching. Excellent. This is looking very, very good. And I guess these bars also, right? So for that, I think values, I will go to values over here. Background of the values, none is selected. Let me go with our UVU. Oh, this is looking great. Maybe I can make this bold so that these can stand out. Female, gender unknown, and male. So no, that's for values. Okay, no, let me make it bold. Awesome. Maybe it expanded a little bit. I will expand this as well. Or maybe I think I can live on this for now. This is looking great. So for now, I will stop yeah, changing the settings for these. Let's move to the next. Oh, yeah. Well, sorry. One more thing. Last thing, the radius that we added, right? The curvature that we added. So effects, visual border on, and rounded corners, right? So we added 20. Sweet. The 20 is good. Border color is this. Let's change it to our UVU green. Fantastic. Yeah, this is looking very good. So now let's go to our this cluster bar chart and selecting over here, and let's fix this. Let's standardize the settings as well. grid lines, bars. I think we did that. Data labels. I think we still need to correct some of these, but for now, let's not worry. Let's go with background for these data labels. Oh, what did I do? Oh no, yeah, that's for the labels. Okay, sorry, my bad. Coming out of it, coming out of all these details, background for the data labels. Now let's go to general effects. Background is white. Let's change it over. Awesome, the UVU green, light green we had selected. This is looking great. Yeah, let's fix the visual border also. And instead of this, let's go to UVU green, 20%. And again, some more information for you all. Well, I'm doing this just trying to be like OCD kind of thing, obsessive compulsive disorder. Even if some of these settings are missing on your charts, do not worry at all. I won't be very picky on those. Yeah, few settings here and there are totally fine. So do not worry about that. Next, let's do some cleanup over here. So technically, if you look over here, we don't need this title over here. At the same time, we don't need this. I'll say access the numbers over here as well as this bottom exact value title over here. So for that, let's take them off here. So I'm just selecting this chart. Then going in the x-axis, you see within the format x-axis, I'll take away these values for x-axis. I'll take the title for x-axis as well as the title over here. So for that, make this smaller. I'll go to general. Let's take the title off. Awesome. Yeah, this is looking much more cleaner and exactly what we were wanting. So maybe I'll combine this a little bit. Switch up. Move this also a bit up, or maybe this is good enough. Save it up. Then the next visual that we want is the clustered column chart. So just select on it and just making some basic adjustments over here. Adjusting. I will just try to have this width as equal to this, and then moving yeah, all the way top to this, and I'll try to fit in somewhere half, just eyeball it over here. And here on this KPI or this visual, I want to see the average length of stay, and for that reason what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the mean specialty into my x-axis, and I want the average length of stay. So that's a part of attribute. So I'm going to drag the attribute into this add data fields here, and here I will select the mean length of stay. On top of it, I will drag the values to my y-axis. Awesome, I'm seeing a chart over here. And again, this is some, I want average, so I'll make this bigger. Change it to average. This is looking great. Let me add the data labels. So going the formatting over here, activate the data labels. Awesome, this is also looking great. On top of this, I'll just come over here, select this chart, and here in the very first, in the home tab, clipboard, I'll select the format painter, click on it, and then paste it over here. Yeah, so even the format will get pasted. You see within a one click, all the format is standardized now. So this is another key feature that we learned, again very important. Maybe I can show you what I did. Yeah, so previously this is how my chart was looking like. I came over here, selected within this home tab, in this clipboard, I selected the format painter, pasted it over here. Yeah, and I got this format ready. Now I'll save this. Next, let's go ahead and add an average line over here. For that, make sure this visual is selected. Then go over here, say add further analysis to your visual. Click over here and select expand this average line, and within this apply settings to add line, and by default it's average line 1. Series is average of values, which is this, and make sure your data label is on. You can see a small line activated over here. You see this dotted one. On top of it, let's standardize our settings. So color, let's go with our standard UVU green color. You can see this color change to green. I think position is front is good. Width, let me try. If I do 1.5, say, oh, 5 is too much, maybe maximum is 12. So let's go, yeah, oh, 12 is too thick. Maybe, yeah, maybe 3 was good. Yeah, let's stick with 3. So this is good. Dashed is good for now. The next one is data label. You see, I see a small data label. Let's standardize that as well. And to the left is good. left or right. What if it goes to the right? Okay, 14.99 is looks like that's the average value. If I go, maybe I'll keep it to the left only. You see 14.99. Vertical position above or under. Well, I think above was good. Style data value, yes, true. Color, let's standardize for UVU green, and display unit. Well, I think let's keep it auto. There is none right now. Decimal values, let's go with none. So with that said, maybe for this, I will move to the right. Oops, I think it went to the extreme right all the way to the right over here. You see 15, maybe that's not good. Maybe left is good. So I think, yeah, this is good for now. Later on, we'll do more work on this. But yeah, we are added this average line, which is another important step for moving forward. So I'm going to save this chart. Next, I'm going to copy this chart we created. So I'm going to select Control C on my keyboard and say Control V. I'm going to drag the copied chart down, and yeah, let's adjust the size. It looks like we are going too much farther on this side, so maybe I will drag this down to around, say, yeah, almost 80% of this width, and just eyeballing it to your best. I won't be directing any points for, yeah, like chart a little bit bigger or smaller in width, no worries at all. So awesome, this is completed, copy paste completed. So the second chart we are looking for, so this chart is for your mean length of stay. I want the second chart to be a part of the time weighted. Yeah, so make this bigger. I will unselect mean length of stay and select mean time weighted. Awesome. And I think, yeah, by default our settings, layout, filters, everything is the same. Yeah, background is also current. I think, yeah, the formatting is also same. So in that way, even our this chart is ready. For the next visual, I'm going to copy this chart, select Control C on my keyboard, click over here, Control V, move the copied, copy pasted chart over here. Maybe make a bit wider. And in this case, I'm going to select, yeah, make sure this is selected, and I'm going to select this tree map. Yeah, so the tree map is the visual we want to create. Yeah, so make sure this is selected, tree map. So awesome, a colorful map like this is created for now. And again, here what we want is our emergency. Currently, yeah, so that's a part of our attribute within our mean specialty, and currently it's average of values. So I'll go over here and change it from mean length of stay to emergency, sorry, and currently it's average. I want sum, change it to sum. So yeah, sum of value, mean specialty, emergency. So currently this is how our visual is looking like. Awesome. Now this color coding looks like Power BI. Initially it does its best guess and uses the appropriate color. It thinks it is right. So currently this is the current coding schema Power BI has followed. So again, yeah, advanced controls f of x, and based on the size, it has, yeah, given this appropriate color for each one of this. Yeah, this I will say light brownish color for general medicine, which is highest, followed by accident, emergency, dark brown, and so on. But technically this is not what we want. We want, I mean, this whole chart to show emergency, which is rightly selected, but we want this color coding based on mean time weighted during an emergency. For that, there is no straightforward like a drag drop function available. So for that reason, we have to create a calculation. So here it is called as a DAX expression or a measure. Yeah. So again, please go over here to your home page, which is yeah, here you are, and within home there is this something called as calculation subtab. Within calculation subtab there is this new measure. Yeah. So make sure this is selected and click on new measure. As soon as I do that, you see it is something is going, and then a new window like equation editor comes up, pops up. So let me start creating this new measure. I will name it as weight list, WAITLIST, equals to calculate. So I will start typing in CAL, and then again I will get a list of options auto generated by Power BI. Please use this, highly recommended. So as soon as I start typing in CAL, I'm getting calculate. I will select the first one, then the next one. It is asking what do you want me to calculate? I will say AVER. As soon as I do this, another drop down will come. I'll select the average, and within this average, within the data sheet that we have uploaded, the CSV file, it is asking these are the available either sheets or the headers within the column which we can potentially get the average for. In this case, we want it for the values. Yeah, you see same sheet values. This might be tricky for you, especially if you're doing first time. But yeah, that's why I'm speaking very slowly. So yeah, so start with wait list equals to calculate bracket average of value. Yeah, once done, make sure you after that value is done, make sure you close this bracket. Yeah, or else later on it will give you an error. So make sure once you select the value from the drop down, close this bracket and then start with a comma, and the next one is you are looking for the value VA. Oops, sorry. Start with the bracket. Yeah. So here a single apostrophe, and here you are selecting the one for attribute, and let's term that attribute as equals to double quotes MEAN mean time weighted WAITED close and close the bracket. Yeah. So technically I'm not seeing any underline, any red marks. So Power BI is telling me there is no error in this statement. So with that said, I'm going to execute this commit. Awesome, it's doing something awesome. Looks like it has executed correctly, and I don't see any red bar over here, meaning it went successfully. So with that said, let's test it out, yeah, whether it has done its job or not. For that reason, I'm going to click outside in the space, green space over here. I will add a card. Then I will drag this wait list over here. Awesome, I'm seeing a wait list time of 51.86, almost 52. So that tells it has executed it correctly. Yeah. So for that reason, I'll just delete this for now, as long as my measure is correct. Yeah. And I mean the calculated variable or the measure. Yeah. The new measure we created using calculation DAX expression is over here, and you can see the symbol of calculator, meaning it's a expression, a measured value, calculated value, which we entered barely. And for that reason, yeah, if you face issue, that syntax error and so on, while entering this part, I have copy pasted this exact expression, the entire formula expression. So yeah, you can also copy paste. Yeah? So this is available in your Canvas homework page itself. Yeah. So yeah, please copy paste it. So that's done. Hey, while quickly glancing over here, I see one flaw over here. So guess I'll select this chart that sees mean specialty on the bottom, and here, yeah, this is rightly selected, that is mean time weighted, but I think I forgot to uncheck emergency. That's why this is mixed up. I'm going to uncheck emergency. Awesome. So now it is telling me for the mean specialty, this is your mean time weighted. Yeah, for mean specialty. Now, after creating this measure wait list, let's use this for getting the right color coding. So make sure you select this chart over here. So you see this is selected. Then I go format your visual. Within colors, I will select advanced controls F of X. Window like this will pop up. For the format style, go with gradient. What field should we base this on? Make this bigger, say wait list, the measure we created. Now minimum it is telling light blue, and maximum it is telling dark blue. Let's change this. And here let's use our the standard colors we have been using, and for that reason let me bring this document in front of you. Yeah, so for the right green color, make sure you use this code, that is number C3EACA. So you can directly copy this, say Control C, and go over here, paste it out here, Control V. So we'll get the exactly same this green shade. Yeah, we got it. Closing it out. And for the highest value, yeah, let's use our UVU dark green color, that is 275D38. Yeah, just copy, Control select all this, Control C, and go over here, more color, and after this number sign, Control V. Awesome, we got our UVU green color. Let's test it out. 1, 2, 3, 0. Awesome. Yeah, this is looking great. So yeah, based on the gradient, you can tell which one has shortest and which one has longest wait times over here. So even this part is done. Well, just for my curiosity, let me test out a few more things. So I'm selecting this chart again. Colors, f of x. So currently it's gradient. What if I say field value? Oops, no. What options I have? Wait list. Oops, doesn't look like field value will work. Rules, it's still conditional statement based on wait list. Okay, no, I think gradient was better. Just exploring. So I think, yeah, this is good. So I'll just cancel it out. So it will stick with these. A few more things over here. You see all the text over here has our dark green, that is our UVU green color, versus this one has white color. You see even the data labels and the main text also. So let's fix that. So far, yeah, make sure this is selected. I will go to general, and within general, oops, maybe it's in the visual, not a, yeah, data label. Let's go with category label first. So within category label, that is this one, I will expand the value. Currently it looks like it's a white color. I'll go and change it to our UVU green. Awesome, this change, and now fix this data labels. So make this smaller, go to data labels option, and you see the color is white. Let me change it to our UVU green color. Awesome, this is also looking very lucrative. Yeah. Now let's go ahead and give a title over here. Later on, we'll be giving a title over here, and to appropriate ones as well. But for now, let's focus on this. So I'm selecting this chart, going to the format, and within the general title, let's activate it. So we got a title. Let's fix the name. I'm going to call it as emergency admission and wait list. GENCI ADMISSION and wait list. And let's make it bold. Awesome. Let's use our UVU dark green color. Let's make it 16. I think, yeah, this is pretty much visible and looking nice as well. So this is done. I'm going to save it. Now the last chart, I'm going to copy this chart, Control C, Control V, move it over here, adjust all the sizes so that it's rightly spaced, rightly oriented. Perfect. And for this, I'm going to use this 100% stacked bar chart. So make sure this is selected. Go over here, 100% stacked bar chart. Select over here. Currently, I'm seeing this. Here also, we are going to create few more calculated variables like these. So we will be introducing measures shortly. And for the x-axis over here, we do not want this average value. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to drag, say, wait list. It's on x-axis. And on top of this, we need to create two more calculations like this. Now, since this is created, let's go ahead and add a new measure. So for that, I'm going to select this wait list. I'm going to copy this entire formula that I had. So I'm going to select all and say Control C on my keyboard. Click outside. Click on new measure. Awesome. New measure is created. I'll select this. Oops, sorry. Oh, I think I deleted it. Sorry. Let's do it one more time. New measure. I'm going to say Control V, and the name, I'm going to change it to emergency, EMERGENCY, and for the filter, I'm going to enter it as a emergency. I don't see any error over here. I'm going to execute it. Awesome. Great. This has been created. So the next thing you see, this is great. I'm going to drag this emergency into my x-axis on top of the wait list. So you see, awesome. You see the color code executed, and now this stacked chart, bar chart is showing me dual wherever it applies. So this is awesome. Yeah. Another thing, important thing we created. Let's go ahead and create a third measure. Well, just taking a pause over here. Well, while just looking at this, I got a new idea. Maybe let me try that. Right, yeah, here. So I'm taking the wait list off. I'm taking the emergency off from here. So there is nothing in this chart over here. Then the next thing is let me drag the value field within my x-axis. Awesome. So everything is 100%. Yeah, I think that yeah, that is okay for now. Then let me drag attributes into my legend. Awesome. So yeah, like everything is 100% as of now. The next thing is looks like, yeah, there are a few selectors. I'll take this off. Great. Yeah. So this is what I will had expected. So great. I mean, I'm seeing all of this currently. All the attributes are selected, whichever are there. That is, yeah, all of these are selected. So that's why we are seeing a percentage part of that within the stacked bar chart over here. And here I do not want all. So the only ones I want are emergency. Awesome. The next one, which one I do want is other admission methods. So yeah, so emergency, other admission methods, and third one is wait list. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I think this is exactly what I had envisioned. So technically, we don't need to create a third measure over here. I mean, we could have taken that route. Yeah, create a third measure, that is the yeah, waiting list as well as the other admission method, and dragged it over here. But yeah, you see, like while just doing this trial and error, I figured out an easy way to do it. So let's stick with this. Yeah, so this is looking great. Let's work on our color codings to standardize. So for that, I'm selecting this chart. Going over here for the bars. Currently, looks like waiting list is selected. So I'm going to select on emergency. For color, let's use our UVU green, dark green. Transparency, I think I'm okay with 0%. Next, the other admission method. Yeah, this middle actual normal green looks good. Great. The third one, waiting list, instead of blue, let's change it to say light green, the C3EACA. Awesome. Yeah, I think for now this is looking great. And again, for the colors which are extremely light, I can always hover my mouse and check the details. And again, these are so small that it's always going to be challenging, no matter what color you keep for the font and so on. So I think for now I will leave on this. This is looking good to me. So I'll go ahead and save this again. We can sort these as well. So click on here, the 3 ellipses, sort axis. Currently it's based on the sum of the value and sort descending. Let's change it to sort as per the main specialty. And within the sort axis, say sort by ascending order. So awesome. So this is telling me accident and emergency have the highest emergency waiting list, followed by acute internal medicine, that is a second 97.62%. Third one is adult mental illness is 86.43%. And as you go, these are the numbers, respective numbers. So this is a lot of value added information for the practitioners. So in case they have to reduce the waiting list, which should be prioritized. Yeah, so this is the list we are getting. So yeah, like pick the top 5 or top 10, work on it. Maybe what they can do to reduce the waiting list is increase the staff, increase the hours, increase the number of doctors during that time or that time period when it happens, and so on. So this is a very good information they'll be able to extract from this dashboard. That awesome. So looks like our whole dashboard is ready, except that let's give titles to these two charts over here. And I cannot emphasize more about the importance of having the right title. Oftentimes, yeah, it plays an important role in just quickly browsing, getting an overview of what this chart is displaying, and as needed, the user or the main end user or the main manager, people working in that area can drill down in each of this chart and get more information. But yeah, let's fix that. So let's go ahead and add a title over here. So for that, I'm going to select this chart, going to the this formatting, and then activate the title appears. I'll make this bigger, and let's fix the name out here. So technically this is average days stayed in the specialty, yeah, main specialty. So let's use that, AVERAGEDAYS in specialty, SPECIALTY. Awesome. And yeah, let's use our standard. We have used, say, 16 is the standard, and let's make it bolder. Awesome. This is looking impressive. Same thing for here also. Yeah. So Going over here, activate the title. Let's call it as average wait time in specialty. AVERAGE EIME in SPECIALTY. Fix the size to 16, bolden it out. Looking great. Yeah, this is on one side, this is one side, this is one side. I'm just thinking, shall we move to the center? Maybe, yeah, let's try it out. So for this, move to center. Awesome. Yeah, this is looking good. So same thing, let me try it for here as well. Awesome, looking great. So for this as well, oops, yeah, this general looks like the title admission by gender. Okay, title for, okay, no problem. We'll fix that. Let me add that. So admission by gender, ADMISSION by GENDER, bold, 16, and let's bring it to the middle. Awesome. I think I'm still convinced that this is a good one. Maybe I'll move this a little bit down and make it a bit bigger. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, pretty much, yeah, good looking one. So this is, let's fix this also. And also, oops, sorry, the colors. Yeah, these teeny tiny details, but again, they play an important role also. So yeah, let's make it our UV green here also. For the title, let's make it our UVU green. Fantastic. This also, let's make it UVU green. This is also already UVU green. This looks also UVU green. Let's center this out. So title, center it out. Sweet. Here also attribute and legends are there. Well, now my question is, do we need it over here? Because there are other details that are already entered. Attribute. Okay, so attribute value, a sum of value by attribute. In case, in this case, we are not showing all the attributes. We're only seeing main specialties and urgency. Okay, so yeah, I think this is good. So let's say main, yeah, specialty, main specialty, not specialty, sorry, type of specialty and attribute. Let's make it 16. Let's make it bolder. Let's make it centered. Sweet. So this is definitely looking much more professional and clear, concise, precise. Awesome. I'm going to save this. Hey, I just got an idea just looking at these. So instead of having generic name like hospital admission dashboard, let's add, since we are using our UVU color coding everywhere, let's say UVU hospital admission dashboard. Save it. Awesome. This is looking very, very, very professional. Maybe can we work on these gaps? Yeah, either, yeah. Squeeze a little, or maybe let me try squeezing on the other side. Good. So let's match this up. Here also, squeezing a little, squeezing a little. Match this up, matching this up. Great. Awesome. So technically our dashboard is ready. So yeah, this is what we did. Added a title to the in the beginning, then added cards. Yeah, played around and yeah, copy pasted all these 6 cards. Made sure the entries which are within and the formulas are correctly added. Then we added this slicer, then we added this chart over here, and on top of it, we created multiple charts. So this complete our assignment. Thank you so much for your time and attention, guys.